Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are diving into another educational explainer where we take those super complex business topics and break them down into a simple playbook you can actually use. We are tackling a term you have probably seen literally everywhere if you're starting an LLC or a corporation, and that is the registered agent. Real quick, before we jump into the good stuff, please note our standard disclaimer. This explainer is strictly for general educational purposes. It's not legal, tax, or financial advice. Always consult a pro for your specific situation. I am so thrilled to have you here at the Business Basics Hub. This is where we empower new entrepreneurs to build their dreams with absolute confidence. You know, starting a business is incredibly exciting, but man, the legal paperwork can sometimes feel like you're trying to read a completely foreign language. So my goal today is to translate all of that into plain English for you so you can protect your new business and, most importantly, sleep soundly at night. Here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover Section 1, what is a registered agent? Section 2, why your business needs one? Section 3, steps to appoint an agent? And Section 4, common mistakes to avoid. Let's get right to it. Section 1, what is a registered agent? So what does this intimidating legal term actually mean? Well, think of a registered agent as your business's ultimate legal safety net. They ensure you never miss a critical notice from the state or the courts. In plain English, they are your official point of contact. If the state government or the legal system needs to reach your business, this is exactly who they're reaching out to. It's basically the bridge between your company and the law. On a day-to-day basis, a registered agent receives some highly sensitive documents. We're talking lawsuits and summons, which the legal world calls service of process, as well as state tax forms, official government correspondence, and those all-important annual report reminders. But here is the big takeaway. They do not handle your regular business mail. They aren't some virtual mailbox for your customer returns, vendor checks, or everyday junk mail. They are a dedicated, ultra-reliable point of contact exclusively for high-stakes official paperwork. Now, a lot of beginners get totally tripped up by the difference between their normal day-to-day workspace and their official legal address. Your registered office is strictly the physical address where official legal papers are handed to your agent. Your principal office, on the other hand, is the main location where your business actually operates, makes products, or handles clients. Sure, these can absolutely be the same place, but they definitely don't have to be. Getting this difference straight is a huge step in mastering your business basics. Section 2, why your business needs one. The absolute simplest reason you need one of these agents, it's the law. It's completely non-negotiable. Every single U.S. state requires LLCs, corporations, and partnerships to maintain a registered agent. Actually, you generally can't even file your starting paperwork with the Secretary of State until you name who your agent is. The government just wants to make sure there is always a reliable in-state address where they can legally reach you. So what happens if you ignore this or just let your agent's address go out of date? Well, the risks are pretty severe. First off, default judgments. Imagine missing a legal notice because you didn't have a reliable agent, and a court rules against you and freezes your assets without you even knowing you were sued. No way you want that surprise. Next is loss of good standing, which completely blocks your ability to get business loans. Then there's administrative dissolution. That's a fancy way of saying the state literally shuts down your business. And finally, personal liability. If your LLC gets shut down, you lose your protection, meaning your own personal bank accounts are suddenly at risk. Knowing all those risks, you basically have a choice to make. You can be a DIY agent. It's free, sure, but your personal address becomes public record and you're tied to that address from 9 to 5 every single weekday. Or you can use a professional service. This runs about $50 to $300 a year, but it guarantees your privacy, gives you digital document scanning, and ensures continuous 9 to 5 availability. While being your own agent does save a few bucks, going with a pro is usually the smartest move for beginners who want to protect their home address and keep their work schedule flexible. Section 3, steps to appoint an agent. Setting this up is really straightforward. Just follow these 5 simple steps to make sure you check all the state's boxes. Step 1, ensure the agent is 18 or older and a resident of the state. Step 2, make your choice between yourself, a trusted individual, or a professional service. Step 3, secure a physical street address. And listen, the state is super strict about this. Absolutely no P.O. boxes allowed. Step 4, confirm they are available Mondays through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And Step 5, simply list them on your state formation documents. You gotta follow the strict physical address and business hours rules because a legal process server has to be able to walk right up and hand someone documents in person. And hey, don't worry if you change your mind down the road. Updating your agent is a breeze. Say your business grows and you want to switch from doing it yourself to hiring a pro. You just check your state's specific requirements, file a simple change of registered agent form, and pay a tiny filing fee, usually between $10 and $50. Just remember to give your old agent a heads up so there's no awkward confusion. Section 4. Common mistakes to avoid. All right, let's look at some classic beginner pitfalls that trip up so many new business owners. First, avoid the massive mistake of trying to use a P.O. box. Process servers must be able to hand-deliver legal documents to a real physical location, and the state will literally just reject your paperwork if you try using a P.O. box. Second, never forget to update the state if you or your agent moves. And finally, whatever you do, don't name a spouse or friend who works a day job somewhere else. If they aren't physically at the listed address from 9 to 5, they cannot legally do the job. Now we have to talk about a huge misunderstanding that we like to call the privacy trap. A lot of work-from-home entrepreneurs accidentally dox themselves by acting as their own agent. Because when you do that, your home address becomes public record. Anyone with an internet connection can jump onto the state's website, search your LLC's name, and find exactly where you live. So if you value your privacy, or you just don't want angry customers or random junk mail showing up at your front doorstep, this is hands down the single biggest reason to hire a registered agent service instead. And lastly, let's say your business takes off and spreads like wildfire across state lines. You've got to remember this rule. One national address does not work. You have to register as a foreign entity in the new state, and you will need a dedicated registered agent in every single state where you do business. So if you form in Texas but expand to Florida, you need a Florida registered agent with a physical Florida address. That's just one more reason those professional national services are an absolute game changer as you scale up. Well, that covers the essentials. If this explainer brought you some business clarity today, please encourage us by hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and turning on the notification bell for future Business Basics Hub content. And honestly, feel free to share this with a friend who's starting a business too. Have you decided if you're going to be your own agent or hire a pro? Let us know in the comments. Thanks so much for tuning in. As a final reminder, this explainer is just for educational purposes, so always consult a qualified professional for guidance that is specific to your amazing new business. But before you go, ask yourself this. Now that your legal safety net is securely in place, what big risk are you finally ready to take to grow your business? See you in the next one.